is up, my planting people? My name is Lithius and welcome to Roots Ready. As always, if it is your first time here, I would like to say a huge welcome and thank you so much for those who it's not your first time today. Thank you for your love and your support. Really do appreciate it. Today I will be talking about my experience of using Lechuza Pon. If this is something that you are interested in, then please do consider subscribing to this channel because I will definitely be talking a lot more about Pon in my upcoming videos. So please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel if that does suit your fancy. In my previous video, I shared my journey of transitioning my fiddle leaf fig into Pon. Today I'm going to be giving you a little bit of an update on that plant, tell you how it's fared, is it doing better, is it doing worse, has it gone downhill or not. And I'm also going to be showing you another plant that I actually transferred maybe a day or two afterwards. And this was more of a risky one, but I did it nonetheless. And I'm just going to show you where we're at. If you haven't seen the video of me repotting the Ficus lyrata into Pon, then I would highly suggest you go ahead and watch that video. Then you can actually see the visual difference from where it was and where it is now. Without any further ado, let's get right into it. And here it is. My fiddle leaf fig. Guys, I think the leaves are looking really healthy, really vibrant. They've got like that nice sort of rich green to it. Now, what you might notice or what you might say is like, oh, Lithius, there hasn't been many, much in the way of changes on this plant. But I would assure you that they definitely has. Now, when I transitioned this plant over, it actually, over the week or so, maybe a bit longer actually, maybe over like 2 or 3 weeks, it started to lose its bottom leaf. So it lost about 3 leaves from the bottom. So it's definitely looks more like a tree now. So there's more bare trunk on show, but I don't mind that. I think it looks quite cool, almost bonsai-esque. But since then, and I showed you guys at the end of that video that it had put out 2 leaves, and since those 2 leaves, it's actually gone ahead and put out an additional 4 leaves. So that baby leaf that was coming out, so the original leaf that was coming out was this one right here, and you will see from this leaf that it is a lot smaller than the rest. If you can see that, it's a lot smaller, and the reason for that was this leaf was only just coming out. It was very small, and then I transitioned it over, so transplant shock, it stopped it from growing. But the leaf that came afterwards, the subsequent leaf, was, it wasn't as big as the rest, but it was getting there. It was, this one is a lot bigger. So since transitioning this plant over, I have had an additional 6 leaves, and that's including the 2 that were on their way when I first put it in, and I've lost 3. So I've sort of, doubled my leaf count, which is brilliant. And I'm really happy about that. So this plant was actually living under a grow light for the majority of winter, or from the time that I had it. And I've only just recently moved it into another spot of my house where it gets a lot of morning sun. Now, because of that, again, this plant is very finicky. So it has sort of slowed its growth. Before I moved it over, it was literally, I kid you not, guys, it was putting out a leaf maybe once every week or maybe once every week and a half. It was really rapid, and I was really surprised because I've heard a lot of like sort of horror stories of people having issues trying to get this plant to throw out new leaves. So I was very proud of that. And since I've moved it, it's sort of slowed down, but it's starting up again. I can see that little signs of a new leaf coming, and it's swelling, so definitely should get something in the next couple of weeks. This video would of course not have been complete if I didn't show you some of the roots. What's a video without a bit of roots, right? So what's a transplant without some roots, guys? And if I can get it out safely, let me show you guys what I'm working with at the moment. Check out all of those roots, guys. Look at that. Honestly, this plant, I mean, it was doing all right when it was in soil, but since I've put it into Pon, into semi-hydro, it is just throwing out roots like it's nobody's business. Bearing in mind, I've only transferred this plant just over a month ago, so maybe a month and a half, maybe coming up to 2 months, and it's, it almost looks like it needs a repot already. Guys, it is, yeah, I'm going to give you a verdict at the end of this video, but you can already tell where I'm swaying to anyway. So as I alluded to earlier, around the same time, I decided to transfer another plant. This one was a little bit more risky because I couldn't find, for the life of me, guys, I couldn't find a single video on YouTube on how to transfer this plant over to Pon in particular. There was one on Leca, but that person didn't really have a lot of success. So I was a bit, I was a bit dubious. I wasn't too sure if it would work or not, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. If it goes downhill, I'll take it out, put it back into soil. And that plant is my Strelitzia, my bird of paradise. Guys, guys, right. So I got this plant in December as a birthday present, which is, if you want to send me a present, I'm not going to say no, but anyway. So when I got this plant, it was in soil and it was doing just fine. It was loving life in soil, I must admit. It wasn't going downhill. I wasn't over watering it. It was really good, well draining soil. It really was loving life. But I've got a problem with soil. Well, not soil itself, but the things that soil attracts, in particular, fungus gnats. And I was like, you know what? No, I need to do something about this. So I've been on a journey of, transitioning my plants over to semi-hydro or a substrate that's not soil, basically, something that doesn't attract those sorts of bugs. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this plant a go. Since then, and I should have documented this, but I haven't. So sorry, guys. So when I put this plant in, it was a very tiny plant. It only had these 2 leaves, right? And actually, I did do a video just talking about the care of this plant. And you can see that was the day I filmed that video was the day I put it into ponds. So you can see the difference if you go ahead and watch that video. And I'll make sure to link it here. So while repotting this plant, I actually found a seed. So not only have I been able to increase the number of plants in this pot from 2 to 3, I've also been able to get a lot more growth, guys. So when I first put this plant in, it probably had maybe just this leaf, and now it's put up 2. And it's actually, this one is put at 2 and it's on its way putting out a 3rd one. This leaf looks a lot bigger. Yeah, and it's doing just fine. I must say, I think if I kept this plant in soil, I think I would have many more leaves. But it's fine because I find that this plant was growing a bit too quickly for me. So it slowed its growth down just a tad. But the plant is still alive, and that's what I care about. It's still alive, it's still doing well. And similar to the fiddle leaf fig, this video wouldn't be complete without a little bit of root for you guys. And here we go, if I can take it out. Oh, it's a lot more. There we go. So, there we go, guys. So some of these roots, actually, I accidentally broke them when I was repotting it, but they're already poking out the bottom of the pot, and they're doing really well. It's eager, it's growing, it's loving life. The only thing I would say is, since putting this plant in pond, I can no longer give it direct sunlight. I stuck it in front of my west facing window when I was doing a bit of reshuffling of my plants. In my space, I put it in front of a west facing window, came back, and all of the leaves were curled in like that. So I quickly took it away, put it in somewhere with a bit less light, or where the light isn't as intense. Leaves quickly bounced back, and it's all right now. It's fine. That's okay. I mean, I'm learning. This was a sort of a trial one. This, as I said, this was a wild card in my pond collection, but it's doing really well for me anyway. And yeah, I'm happy with it. So yeah, guys, that was it. So just these 2 plants for today. One, I think both of these were wild cards, and I've seen that people have had issues transitioning these plants over to leca in particular, but I haven't had any issues, and I'm so thankful for that. And it's been a really fun journey, just learning about pond, about semi-hydro and these substrates. And for me, it's worked really well. And I would say that my verdict at the end of it has been really good. I have really enjoyed using Pon. I'm now on my 2nd bag of Lechuza Pon, and I kid you not, guys, I think about maybe 70 to 80% of my plants are now in Pon. I will tell you that. I won't say too much more because I'm going to save that video for another day. I've got so many plants in pond now, some that you just wouldn't expect, more unexpected than this plant, than the Strelitzia over here. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much. So definitely, if you want to see more about my plants which are in pon and how they're doing, please subscribe to this channel so you don't miss that video, which will be coming out sooner than you think. All right, guys, so that was it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit me up with a thumbs up, with a like. Let me know that you enjoyed the video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section about using semi-hydro leca or pon. Let me know if you've used pon in the past. Let me know what you think about it. Would love to have a discussion there. I'm also over on Instagram if you want to hit me up there. I'm always open. My DMs are open, so you can ask me any questions you like. More than happy to share my journey about these two plants and others that I've recently transferred. Thank you for watching and keep planting.